And we are live. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Financial Orgasm, where your orgasm begins with organize, repeat, give, automate, save, and monetize. And tonight's M stands for Monetizing Your Brand. And we are so excited to have a guest, Mr. Josh is it Elledge?
Yeah,
Josh.
perfect.
Yes, absolutely. We have my girl, Miss Shynna Key, who's in the building in the hot seat. So thank you for joining us. We
You're
have
welcome.
Wingo that's going to be coming. Wingo is coming in and out. We have our other cohort. What is it? Why am I going to blank? Tasha, thank you, Tasha. Tasha, the builder, she's probably going to be coming in the building. We have another guest, Tashana. She's going to be coming in to talk to us about how to monetize our brand as well. She is on an interview right now, but we can't wait to hear from her and get her in the hot seat. But we are going to get started. I'd like to start by introducing myself. Hi, my name is Tarra Jackson, a.k.a. Madam Money. I am the author of Financial Fornicator, and I take what we understand about personal and physical relationships and tie it into our financial relationships. So I help people to stop having those financial one-night stands and stop being financially promiscuous and cure them from their financial STDs, substantially tremendous debt. So it's all good in the neighborhood. I want to congratulate my girl, Shynna Key, for her new book that she has out. Shynna, introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about the book that you have.
Okay, greetings everyone. I am Shynna Key, the financial fanatic. I am a financial and business empowerment coach, the author of Wealth is a Mindset book that just came out and was released a couple months ago. And it is about empowering you to build your empire. It is your GPS to your financial and business building empire. So gotta get it. You can get the book on Amazon.com. You can get it on ShynnaKey.com, and you can get it here in bookstores in Atlanta, Georgia as well. And just to pronounce my name, I know I spell it all the time, but let me pronounce it. It is Shynna, and I pronounce it's like China, but with an S. So hopefully that helps, you guys out and be able to pronounce it now, because I get everything under the sun you can imagine. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And we see our other cohort, LaTasha Kinnard. She is our Millennial Money. We're going to get her in the hot seat in a little bit. But we'd like to welcome our man of the hour, Mr. Wingo, Mark Wingo. So introduce yourself, and then we're going to go right into introducing our guest.
Well, hey, everybody. My name is Mark Wingo. They call me Mr. Wingonomics. My goal is to help everybody create their own economy, set of principles, and objective financial planning strategies that help them manage, maintain, and prosper not only financially, but in life. I'm also the president and CEO of a company called New Beginning Financial Group based out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. We're here in Atlanta, Georgia, expanding. My goal is just to reach one family at a time and just start the conversation of money in each American household.
Awesome. So thank you so much, Mr. Wingo, Shynna, and none other than Mr. Josh. Josh, thank you so much for joining us and helping us learn how to monetize our brand so that we can enjoy our financial orgasms. But introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about you.
Sure. So we talked about my military service way back when, but actually I've been involved. I was a U.S. Navy journalist at the time. I was in broadcast journalism, and since then I've been kind of off and on. I've had an off and on relationship with the media. 9 years ago, I launched a company called SavingsAngel.com, and our aim is to help consumers cut their grocery bill in half. And when you launch a business, you always look at, well, how can I let people know about it? And I didn't have a lot of money when I launched Savings Angel. So instead, I went to the local media and, offered myself and being able to be their consumer expert. And so became a subject matter expert. Now, this was 9 years ago. Since then, we've have an amazing service and we've helped millions of people, and we've done over $5 million in sales, and we've spent less than $500 in advertising of any kind. We do all of our advertising through publicity. And since then, matter of fact, just a couple of months ago, launched a digital PR firm, as it were, and it is going to completely disrupt how public relations is offered to small business owners, because we really don't have a good solution. Most solutions for small business owners are very expensive. They're high risk. There are no guarantees that will actually work. And so what we're doing is creating tools that we can all use together, kind of crowdsource our own resources, and we can all succeed and we can move forward together. And we're actually experiencing some rapid growth. So it's kind of fun. This is a fun phase to be in.
Oh,
wow, that is good. So I'm going to get right into the questions, and I encourage everyone who is live chatting. Thank you for joining us. Again, I am Tarra Jackson, and we have Shynna Key, who is the financial fanatic, and we have Mr. Mark Wingo of Wingonomics. Josh, I have a few questions. We're talking about monetizing our brand. What is like 2 hot tips that we should do to start monetizing our brand? I know one of the things is probably to know what your brand is, but once you understand what your brand is, what is some easy ways that we can start monetize or making money from it?
Sure. Well, so either you're going to make money from selling your own products and services or promoting the sales of other products and services. I mean, generally, that's, kind of your money is going to come from one of those 2 camps. And so either you're going to run advertising on your website or, and really focus on building a large audience, giving away lots of content. And that's one strategy. So our bread and butter with Savings Angel has, advertising is a very, very small part of what we do. We focus on giving value and create products that are so valuable that when you tell people what the price is, they're like, it's like a no-brainer. And so we always focus on over-delivering whatever your product and service is. And then the advantage of that as well, of course, is that if you truly are in service to your audiences, then they will naturally want to tell other people. And I think that's kind of where we've experienced some growth with both Savings Angel and with Millions in Free Media. So in terms of monetization, I've actually spoken several times in terms of best ways to monetize a podcast. I actually launched a podcast over 1.5 years ago, and we do pretty well in terms of traffic. We get between 10 and 14,000 listeners per episode. But I monetize it better than probably 99% of podcasters out there, simply because I do offer my own products and services. But I feel like we've gotten really, really good at working with very large brands and transferring the know, like, and trust factor that my audiences have with me onto the brands that I represent. And I really see that as my job, is to kind of bridge that gap. Now, if I do a really, really good job with those brands, then they'll pay me a lot of money. And of course, that's why we're in business, to help a lot of great people and to grow financially. Because the more we grow financially, this is a great tweet, by the way. I mean, the more we grow financially, the more influence we have to go out and fulfill our mission and do good in the world. Money is very, very empowering. And, in the right hands of good people who really want to create a difference in the world, money is just such a powerful tool to solve a lot of ills in our communities.
Yes, that's great stuff. That's great stuff. Definitely. Let's see here. Tarra, I can't see you. I can only hear you. Okay.
I see Wingo is having some problems too, but as long as you can hear me, that's great. Wingo, did you have questions for Josh or Shynna or anyone in the audience? Because we have the expert in the building, so we want to soak him. We want to drip him dry.
Right. So he gave us some great feeds on a podcast. So besides like the podcast, what would you say after, or what will go along with the podcast, then, like, as far as like the social medias, what platforms, you gave us some insight on the websites, how to monetize with the websites and whatnot, but like as far as your social sites and branding, what would you say about that?
So social media obviously is a big part of what we do. We actually try to automate as much as we can, but we always want to make sure that we're available to engage with our audiences. And so, I tend to think of us as, even though we've done well, monetarily, we like to run a lean operation. And so, we use a lot of great tools out there. And so Buffer is one that we really love. I use a couple of plugins with WordPress. But here's the thing. You can really get caught up, and you hear this frequently, in the shiny object trap, where you always feel like there's something else you should be doing. You see other people and other people bragging about how amazing they're doing on Pinterest or Instagram or whatever they're doing. I want to have a heart-to-heart with the person who feels like they're falling behind on something. Okay, you have my permission not to pursue stuff. All right, you don't have to do everything. All right. What I would much rather see you do is, I'd rather just see you focus on one thing, and, to all the others that are, doing whatever the latest thing is, to say, hey, God bless you for doing that. But I'm going to keep doing my thing because I'm really building a dedicated audience. And so that's why I said, some of our social media, I'd say we kind of automate it, a little bit, just so we can be there, but we really don't stress about being the best in every social media platform. What we know is, in terms of podcasting, when it comes to consumer shopping and savings, right now, we're the #1 podcast on the planet in that genre, in that niche. So, I'm going to focus on doing great podcasts. I'm going to focus on having great relationships with my brand. And I want to make sure that the podcast is absolutely best. So there's a book, I forget the author, but it was called Now Discover Your Strengths. And one temptation that I think a lot of us as entrepreneurs have is that we want to be the jack of all trades. And when you're the jack of all trades, of course, you're the master of none. And I don't want you to be the master of none. I would rather you be the golfer who has an amazing short game and your drive is just good, right? But like, you are the absolute best free throw player in the world, or your layup or your 3-point shots are just, the best in the sport. That's what I really want to. That's what I really want to see other entrepreneurs focus on. What they do best, and then what happens. What's really cool, and this is exciting, is that opportunities will come because you've really niched yourself in that one thing. And so, I've got major brands. I've huge banks now. For example, I was just at FinCon that are saying, Josh, we'd love to have you come in and help us with our podcasting strategy. And so again, don't get worried that you have to do podcasting. This is just the one thing that I've really become passionate about. And I'm sure I could learn so much from other people who are chatting with us, who are watching this, and you guys have become so good at doing what you do. And I know I could learn so much from you. But it is really cool when you become, one of the best in your industry, because opportunities will come out like you won't believe, like the type of people that will invite you onto a conference call. You'll be almost like, what the heck? Who am I? These guys, this is like a $1 billion industry, and here I am, talking about Instagram or Blab or whatever. So, find whatever it is you're passionate about, and just like, that like pit bull, just like where you just grab onto that toy and you just do not let it go, and you'll be the best in the world. And it's amazing who will come and want to learn from you.
Okay.
And real quick, guys. Tara, I'm gonna say a few things about Josh here, and I'm gonna jump off because my voice is going out on me. So I'm gonna let Tasha get in the seat here in a minute.
Feel better.
I just want to say, I met Josh. What was it, like maybe a little over a month ago? Josh, we met.
Yeah. And
it was via one of his podcasts, and I attended a few of his a podcast after that, and we had a one-on-one conversation. And he really does help you focus on being the best at one specific area instead of being that jack of all trades. And he takes the time to listen to you and ask those questions to help you identify what that one area that you want to specialize in. So that's the reason why I invited Josh on this blab, because he has a lot of great information. And I want to say more, but my voice is going out as I'm talking. So Josh, you are the man. I'm gonna be in the chat room, promote you like crazy. And we definitely gotta connect after this blab. Okay. So Tasha, I'm gonna jump off so you can jump in.
Okay. Hope you feel better.
Thanks, Mark.
You know,
Thanks, Mark.
that is the mark of that is the mark of just like an awesome person that you just, you know, you're so honored to work with is, you know, people who love giving credit. I mean, that's so humbling, Mark. Thank you so much. You know, and it really is an honor. You know, hi, Tasha, welcome. You know, it's so cool. You know, another thing I think, you know, a lot of times we're like, man, you know, am I doing the right thing? You know, for those of us who are faith-based, you know, we're like, God, you know, God, am I really doing, you know, what you want me to do at this time? And, you know, I love praying and I love listening for answers to prayers. But, you know, when you do something and you just feel like you just feel so charged afterwards after doing that thing, you know, it's like, and you're like, this is so not work for me. This is like, you know, I'm able to give my gifts and you just feel like so spiritually charged afterwards. That's a good sign that you are doing the right thing. You are doing the thing while you're on the earth you know, the thing you should be doing.
Right. Yes. And I agree with you, Josh. I absolutely agree with you because your thing is podcasts and mine is the Twitter chats. So awesome. I realized, and everybody cussed me out for not being at FinCon this year. So
you do what you gotta do, you know.
My third year that I wasn't able to make it, but I have to make it there next year. Yeah. But I got ranked when my Twitter chat got ranked in the top 5 Twitter chat with experience and widespread crashers. That's when I realized that was my niche, and I wasn't a Twitter person at all. But I'm good at chats, and I coach other people how to create Twitter chats. But that's how I was able to engage and let people understand how to build their finances and help them, you know, doing what I'd love to do. I just went to where they were, and they were on Twitter, and they did Twitter chat. So I figured, why not have a Twitter that talks about cash? And so my Twitter chat is Cash Chat.
I love it.
And so I completely get what you're saying. Yours is the podcast, mine's the Twitter chat. But once you get really good at one thing, then you can go off. Mm-hmm. And I'm glad Tasha got on the line with us because we had this debate, last week or so?
Yeah, week before.
Jack of all trades and the master of none or one or whatever. And she had an interesting perspective. One, Tasha, welcome. Tasha the Builder is in the house. Want you to introduce yourself and share a little bit about you, and then share your perspective as a millennial. She is our millennial money chick. Mm-hmm. About that, what we were talking about.
Yes, way to put me on the spot, Sarah. I love it. Mic check. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Yeah. Well, hello, everybody. I'm Tasha, and I'm so excited to be on. Josh, I've really enjoyed listening to you so far, and it's barely been 10 minutes, and I've been, like, taking notes over on the side. But I am a financial coach specifically for the millennial generation. So I help young adults take control of their finances by focusing on the basics like budgeting, emergency funds, 401ks, Roth IRAs, and really getting them prepared by creating a financial blueprint and then building the foundation. So that's what I do with young adults. And I started off in corporate America managing $100 million budgets, and now I use some of those same strategies for the clients that I have. So that's a little bit about me. And as far as it relates to, you know, a jack of all trades versus a master of none, I was saying the week before last that I think a lot of millennials, we want to do stuff. We like to do trial and error. So we want to experience things before we commit to something. And it's kind of that idea of the lean startup where they talk about having multiple iterations of a business. And so one thing that I see my clients do a lot is try things, fail at things until they really feel committed to something. And I kind of think I'm listening to you guys like I haven't found my thing. Like, is it going to be Facebook or Twitter or Blab or Periscope? I don't know yet. But I feel very empowered at the idea that I don't have to do everything. Like, you have no idea. that really just set me free. Everybody was like, are you on Periscope? Are you on Blab? Are you doing Snapchat? Are you on Instagram? I'm like, guys, like I know
the same time. We are here. Yes.
And that's hilarious because I'm that chick that just loves to try everything. So yeah, I'm on Twitter. I'm on Blab, and that is totally Wingo's fault. That is Wingo's fault.
Oh yes. Okay, Tarra, yes, we are blaming it on Mark. That yes is Blab. Right.
Yeah. I was loving Periscope, started falling in love, and then
we on Periscope, we talking about let's try Blab.
You need to get on Blab, and then I completely dissed Periscope, and so got in love with Blab. But I'm the chick that, I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn. I've learned how to master them. I just learned how my lane was Twitter chat.
But Sarah, but you said you had to focus on something first. Like once you got really good at that thing, then you were able to go, leverage all the platforms. And that's, I think, what was really key about what you said.
Mm-hmm. So Tasha, I say me and you both, we're going to think about this overnight and see which one we're going to focus on and answer that one. I'm going to check in with you to see which one you decided to go with. And I'm going to let you know.
Trying to hold me accountable. Right. And nobody asked me.
That's first. I was like, okay, Google me, find me anywhere, everywhere. I'm on everything. I'm doing it all. And it's like, no, that's not it.
I love just on the spot accountability.
It's too many out here to keep up. Too much. Yes, I can't juggle them all.
So Josh, I got a question for you. When was it when financial institutions started finding you attractive enough to pull you into some of their planning?
Okay. So first up, before I answer that, I want everybody who's in the chat right now, I'm going to point out something, and I know that you've seen this thing too. I'm the luckiest guy right now, but are these ladies that I'm in here with right now, do they not have the most infectious smiles? I'm noticing, I'm smiling so much that my cheeks are starting to hurt. It's because these smiles here are so super infectious. I'm I can't talk without smiling. So yes, if you notice the same thing, type yes in the chat. It's I know you're not on the webcam or whatever. You're just watching these ladies. You're like, man, I can't stop smiling. Okay, so the podcast actually launched January of last year, and it's, if you look it up in iTunes or whatever, you just go to our website, savingsangel.com. You can find it. I was kind of comfortable with the platform before I got into podcasting because I'd, again, worked in media. I've been on radio or TV more than 1,000 times. And so I'm kind of comfortable with that brand of communication. But that said, I had a major, when I say major, I say the number one largest cable TV provider actually reach out to me and say, hey, we noticed that you said something about us and it was actually positive. Again, as a consumer advocate and as a consumer expert, it's a little rare for, I wrote a syndicated column about a newspaper column about, some reasons that you might consider become a cable reconnector. I actually have cable TV, which is extremely rare for consumer experts, but for us, it's entertainment return on investment. So anyway, this company contacted me and said, wow, we can't believe that somebody said something nice about us. Can we do something else with you? And I said, yeah, we could do something together. And, I shared with them how they could work together with me on my podcast. And, I certainly shared with them a rate sheet and, what the investment would need to be, because with a podcast you have limited inventory. It's not like I can do 1 million tweets. I can do hundreds of tweets in a week. With a podcast, you've got a fixed amount of time, so you can charge a little bit more of a premium for that if you deliver value. So anyway, that was the first advertiser right out of the block. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this. Now, this said, I'm not saying that everybody needs to get into podcasts, but I will say that one of the greatest things that podcasting can give is that you can develop very deep and meaningful relationships with very large numbers of people. Audio is a very intimate medium because, it's wonderful. Gosh, there's so many awesome people. I'm like looking up at the chat and, all those little icons of people that are tuning in. And it's so cool. We get to spend this time together. What's great about podcasting, and again, this can happen in Blab as well, but so you don't have to watch and listen and be at the computer at the same time. A podcast, just you download it to your phone and then you listen to it in the car or on the train or, while you're out walking your kids, walking to the park or whatever. So that said, so you can feed it to a lot of different people. So my second advertiser was Retail Me Not, and I've been working with them for well over a year. That's a big company. And, again, this is just like really humbling. We've done well in business, but again, I kind of fall back to this, who am I kind of thing. Like, I can't believe some of the experiences that we've had throughout the years. But, to have a company like that, where they're just incredibly huge, to say, we'd love to work with you. That's like really, really awesome. And by the way, if you're the best at Blab, if you're the best at Twitter chats, if you're the best at whatever you are, you're going to get these same opportunities. So again, I'm not saying that everybody needs to jump into podcasts. I would love it if you did, because it would send more people to my platform that I really love. But just by focusing on, being successful as a business owner in that platform, and that you focus not just on delivering great content, but that you also deliver on having a really solid business model, then you can communicate return on investment to potential brands who'd like to work with you. And if you can get really good at that, then you're going to close a lot of deals. So we've worked with Fortune 500 companies, now probably close to 24 different companies. They're not enormous advertising deals, but they're big. I mean, most people would be like, wow, that's a great way to make a living. I mean, just doing a podcast, and I'm only doing a weekly podcast. And, to think that, someone can earn that kind of money is pretty awesome. So again, find your thing, like attack it like a rabid pit bull and just go for it. Yeah.
Okay. All right. And could you put your email? I'm sorry. Your website.
How did you determine what your rate sheet was going to be? A lot of people, they want to. And I'm sorry. Can you hear me? Okay. How did you determine what your rate sheet was going to look like, what you were going to charge? That is the biggest.
So I guarantee everybody's going to have this experience. So Retail Me Not called me up and they're like, hey, we'd love to advertise with you. How much do you charge? I say, let me give you a call right back. Because I don't know what you're supposed to charge. So, what I would recommend is, like, if you're working on a platform and it's a little bit experimental and there's really no set rate sheets for whatever that platform is, then, I like to see campaigns that involve more than one media platform. So for example, when you advertise on my podcast, then I also include you in my email to 25,000 subscribers. And I also include, 5 to 7 tweets a week to, my 40-some thousand followers at Savings Angel. I also include you throughout my website because, it's all about, adding up a number of impressions. And the more impressions that you can add up, the more that your audience is going to be like, okay, I heard it one time. Yeah, that made a lot of sense. Oh man, there it is again. Oh yeah, I really need to do that. And then finally you put what I consider, it's called the closure exposure, right? It's like the one where it's like, I have to click on this and find out what this is all about. And so then they click on it. And so that's why it's really helpful to kind of, hit them all their senses, and eventually your audience is going to click on one. So another reason too is, podcasting, you can't click on the sound of my voice. And so it's a great medium for changing hearts and minds, but it's not a very effective media for tracking action. So usually what ends up happening is people hear about something and then they just go Google it. So as a podcaster, you have to work very, very hard to make sure that you are making sure that they take the right course of action, because I want those clicks. I want those advertisers to see, yeah, it was because of my influence that they did business with them.
Okay. Sure.
Absolutely. That's awesome. Ladies, do you have any questions? And also anybody that's in the chat room, if you have questions, let us know what your questions are so we can ask Josh while we have them here. And we have Shynna that's coming out as well. She is the social media and marketing strategist. So we're looking forward to talking with her. But if you have any questions, ladies, Shynna or Tasha, do you have any questions? Oh, she's here.
Okay.
We want to add her to the hot seat. So.
Okay,
Shynna, thank you so much.
I'll see you guys in the chat.
Bye, Shynna.
I'll still be in the chat. See you later. Thanks. Thank you, Josh. Great stuff.
Okay.
My pleasure.
So I have a question. I feel like, Josh, this is every entrepreneur's dream. I was listening to you talk about what your company has done versus how much you spend on advertising, and it's pretty unbelievable. And so I'm wondering, in a very systematic way, if you can talk about what your personal journey was like when you started out as an entrepreneur versus where you are now. Can you give us like what you would consider to be those milestone moments along the way? Because I'm sure that every person who is listening really wants to know, how do I get to do what Josh does? What does that look like for me?
Thank you so much. And yeah, well, my entrepreneurial journey, all right, give me a yes in the chat if you were starting businesses in like grade school, elementary school, high school. If you were already starting your own little hustles and in school, put a yes in the chat room. So that's a good sign that if you had that entrepreneurial bug early in your life, it's going to be hard to shake that. Now, it's both good and bad, because I'll be honest, I'm a lousy employee. I am really bad. I'm like, I don't like making other people rich, and I don't like working for the man, and I don't like having to conform to somebody else's schedule and somebody else's idea. I love operating a small business where when there's a really great idea, we're nimble and we can just go, it's a great idea, let's start it right now. And you can't do that in corporate America. When you have a really great idea, well, we might be able to get around to that in Q3 2017. Great, boy, that's a lot of fun. So I have always been a business owner, and if I wasn't a business owner, then I was always trying to craft, what would the next business be? So, when I was in the Navy, I did a little bit of hustling on the side, nothing real major. Got some actually great experience in network marketing, which is, by itself, network marketing is very hard to make money. I've actually succeeded in network marketing. With one company, I was in the top 0.5% of all income earners with that company. And if you can do that with a network marketing company, that's hard. You can absolutely succeed by launching your own brand with a really great idea where you offer very specialized products and their services. So, but all told, I have probably started and stopped maybe 7 to 10 different companies. Some of them, a couple of them failed pretty bad. And, but I had that experience and I wasn't going to change who I was, right? So, my dad is a business owner. My grandma is a business owner. She owns a health food store, and she's kicking. She's still like in her, getting on 90 years old, and she still shows up every day and she runs that business. My great grandpa, Amos Elledge, there's an old timey name for you. He sold blocks of ice. He was a proprietor and sold blocks of ice for a living. And, I don't know if it's just in my blood or my DNA. Some people, I know you feel the same way. It's like, I don't know why, man, but I just can't work for somebody else. That's awesome. And so, the thing with Savings Angel is it was where, and this is, I've heard this before and I love this, luck is where preparation meets opportunity. There's another good tweet for you. And so some people might look at, the success that we've had with Savings Angel and say, oh man, lucky. Well, you don't know the backstory. The backstory is going through bankruptcy. The backstory is, losing a house as a husband and a dad and being forced to live with your in-laws for close to a year. That's the kind of thing that you need to go through sometimes. A lot of us, you have to get your nose bloodied so that you'll develop the grit that it takes, that I will not die attitude. And when you have that, you cannot be stopped. And I'm sure that, you've had the opportunity to sit down with someone else who's like, dreaming and scheming and coming up with this great idea for a business. And you could tell that, they're excited, but there's something missing. Like there's a fire that's missing and maybe like a maturity about it that's a little bit missing. And you know what? After if that doesn't succeed, I know that hopefully the next thing will succeed. Again, getting beat up is one of the most rewarding things in business that you can have. Having customers that are mean and rude and they'll give you objection after objection. It really, really forces you to become the kind of person that it takes to succeed in business. But I'd love to talk about like exactly step by step what we did in the early days of Savings Angel, if you're interested, because we finally figured it out. And I'd love to tell you what we did and how we did it with like no advertising budget.
Yeah, we kind of want that. And once you finish that, we're going to get to Shynna in here because she looks like she's biting at the bit to say something too. But yeah, we kind of want to know the no budget thing. How did you do that?
I'm a huge fan of publicity. I love working with the media. Everybody in this chat, everybody on this blab right here, you have everything that it takes to become a subject matter expert and become a thought leader for your industry. And right now, the media, and when I say media, I mean broadcast media, print media, new media, they all follow the same rules, right? They are looking for people that they can quote. They're looking for experts that can help them with stories. They're looking for experts that can come and comment on the TV news. The media needs you badly. Now, here's the thing, though. Most of us kind of, it's like we'll zip an email to somebody. Like we don't really know how to do it. And so that's actually, why I'd start. Thank you so much. Wingonomics had posted my URL in the chat window. If you scroll up, you can find it. But it's millionsinfreemedia.com. And I have a lot of free stuff. Matter of fact, one thing that's up there that's free that I actually need to change is a course. It's 4 videos long, and it will take you step by step. Like I said, it's absolutely free. There's nothing for sale. I have other stuff for sale, but not in this chat. Don't worry about that. But you're welcome to go check out my website. But I'll take you through exactly kind of step by step how I identify the media. But most importantly, even before you identify and start pitching to the media, you absolutely need to brand yourself as an expert. And a lot of times we have that little imposter syndrome or like, again, I'm not an expert. Yes, you are an expert. If you've been doing what you're doing for any length of time and you've read, a handful of books and, you listen to a bunch of podcasts or you read lots of stuff on a particular industry, guess what? You're the expert, okay? You already know more than 99% of the population does on that subject. So own it and embrace it and make that a part of who you are. I love, some of these, I love that, you're Ms. Madam Money, Tasha's the builder, right? That's really cool. You've got your brand that communicates exactly what you do and what you offer the world. And it makes it really easy then to pitch that to the media. Now, here are the first steps, right? If someone's like, oh man, this sounds great. I'd love to be on TV, right? I'd love, what I do is I turn digital entrepreneurs into media celebrities. And I'll tell you the very first steps. Matter of fact, I've got a video library and 12 of the 25 videos, the first 12 don't even talk about like pitching and connecting with the media. It's all about getting your brand right first and showing people that your stuff. So what this means is you need to have these 3 things. Please, if you're taking notes, please remember these 3. This is what you need to get serious about, right? You need to have a very attractive website. And I'm sorry, by the way, what I'm going to tell you is going to sound very, very superficial, All right. And I know that what I'm talking about is not like the content of your heart. All right. But it's what you show the world. And so if your website was designed 5-6 years ago and it's not responsive, you're just going to have to make the investment, and you're going to need to improve that. Because if you reach out to investors, if you reach out to influencers, if you reach out to journalists, if you reach out to producers, they're going to take a look at your website. And if your website looks a little like doo-doo, then they're just, you'll never know why they don't email you back. They just don't email you back. And you'll never know why. And I'm telling you, that's why they don't email you back, because you're not checking the boxes. There's something, you're putting up too many red flags. So that's number one. You need to have a great looking website. Find yourself a great WordPress theme. If it hasn't been updated in a couple of years, go ahead and do it. Number two, I'm going to assume that you connected with these influencers by Twitter. I'm a huge Twitter fan. And if you want to connect with members of the media, Twitter is the best social platform, bar none, for, I'm going to say 95% of the media. So what this means is your profile needs to be complete. If you got an egg for an avatar, you need to change that. It needs to be a professional headshot would be great, or just something that communicates that you care about your image and your brand. Also, I like to see at least 300 to 500 followers. So if you need to get on it and start getting involved and organically build followers, you need to do it, because if you only have like 80 followers and it's like your mom and whatever, it's just not going to cut it. Again, they're not going to respond to you, and you're not going to know why. And I'm telling you that's why they're not responding to you, because you just don't look legit. And then the third thing is you need to make sure that your digital reputation is great. Digital reputation means if I Google you, what am I going to find? Now, you can Google Josh Elledge right now, and I can tell you exactly what you're going to find. You're going to find some media, but you're going to find a lot of things that I've done with other bloggers, a lot of podcast interviews. As a podcaster, I really work hard to network and serve other podcasters and other bloggers, and I find out what good I can do for them. And then, if you just give to those influencers without any asking of what's in it for you, they're going to appreciate that. And guess what? They'll take care of you. And when they take care of you, that's really going to raise a roof on your digital reputation. So get those three things done. And then, the next step is, now you can start making a list of influencers and a list of journalists and stuff, but I really wouldn't make your introductions just yet until you make sure you have all those three things done. So sometimes, guys, and it means making uncomfortable investments in your business. But here's another thing, like I'm going to drop a truth bomb here, right? Is if you're frustrated with stagnation in your business, chances are you're not investing enough in your business. So you need to either find experts that can help you, or, maybe it's that premium plugin, or it's that premium theme or something like that. Look, it's just like, it's that formula of, you can have speed, you can have quality, and you can have a good price, but you can only have two of those in that formula, right? You have to always give up something. And so if you want more money, you just gonna have to find ways, and you want it fast. Well, stop relying on only YouTube videos, and find a course, somebody that's going to help you. Join a mastermind. Just find different ways that you can get, you can really speed up your learning curve. Getting on blabs like this is really, really awesome to supplement that work as well. Because I'm telling you right now, what you're getting right now is good content. I promise you that. Because I've learned through the School of Hard Knocks. So if I can help speed up that curve for you, this is all pro bono right here. I love being of service, but a lot of influencers can't do this all the time, right? They have to, have some kind of a paid system just so that they can kind of work with those who are, truly serious about making those next steps.
Awesome. That is so great. And I posted those 3 tips. I'm trying to post them in the feed as well. And he mentioned that if you needed, good job. So he mentioned that if you needed some help with some of those strategies that you need to connect with a professional, which leads me into our professional strategist, Ms. Shynna Key. She is the marketing expert. She is the social media strategist. Welcome.
Hello, everybody. How are you doing?
Good. Welcome.
Awesome.
I want to make sure, can you guys hear me?
Everybody, let's get.
Yes, I can hear you very well.
Yes, we can.
Thank you.
Give her some props and welcome to the Blab. So, Sean, tell us a little bit about yourself, what you do, who you are. You're gorgeous, so welcome, and let us know who you are.
Okay, well, my name is Tashan Parks Twyman. I am a business consultant and a media and marketing strategist. And what I do is I work in the professional services, so people who are professionals and entrepreneurs. And what I do is I show them how to leverage the power of the internet to establish their brand, scale their business, and increase their income on and offline. That is what I do. So in a nutshell. Yes. I'm really like condensed. Like you guys, I don't, when people ask me what I do, I'm like, that's what I do in a nutshell.
I love it.
Master this elevator speech. I'm an introvert. So if I can say the least amount, I will try to.
Yeah, I was really your intro would have been longer than that, but yeah, thanks for making that short, whatever. Yeah, Josh has told us some awesome things, gave us some 3 points, and we're talking about the M for Financial Orgasm stands for Monetize Your Brand. And so what have you found has been successful with your clients with helping them make money from their brand or monetizing their brand?
Everything Josh just said. Like, I was sitting here just like, okay, like really, Josh? Really? No, seriously.
Sorry
what I'm just going to co-sign and repeat and then just add to him because he's the truth. Josh, I was popping on back and forth when I was on the radio show. You are awesome, right? I hope you guys are taking notes. So if everyone here can do me a favor, as I'm talking, everybody redirect your props to Josh. He just talked about 100 what it takes to make a 6-figure income and what people are not doing. And he just told you for free. And I don't know if you guys were taking notes, but I'm over here taking notes and I'm like, yeah, what is he gave me some good ideas. You never know it's going to come to. So Josh, thank you so much for bringing it, telling people the truth. Right. So let me just go through some of the 3 points and then I'll add a couple things to it to co-sign. I like co-signing. Okay. It's like my favorite thing to do. I don't co-sign on any debt for anybody though. Just let y'all know that. You have to have an aesthetic website, right? Let me just tell you what's so interesting. My websites are being completely rebuilt because I have increased I have 2 tiers of people I do business with, the low hanging fruit, right? And I put together websites for them. I know how to use WordPress. I have some things and services that I use to make it aesthetic. Okay. Stop with the bootleg blogs, you guys. Stop with the bootleg. Okay. And you know what bootleg is. I have a site that's under construction and I'll let you guys look at it. It is completely under construction. I built it out as a shell just to show you even the shell is not bootleg, right? There's no, there's no pay gates on it. There's nothing on it. It's my consulting company. It's just the low hanging fruit version on there, but it is completely designed to monetize. It is a shell. It's going to say under construction for a while. Because it is a shell to give an example to stop with the bootleg. Okay. It drives me crazy. If I scroll down to your WordPress site and it says powered by WordPress, it means you are too cheap to get your WordPress site hosted by the domain. And it's telling me something that you're willing not to invest. What you do non-verbally tells everybody about your stuff. Yes, you can have some aesthetics. It looks awesome. It's great. But someone like me who is willing to invest some money, if I'm an investor, like Josh said, I'm going to see if you're cutting corners. You can fool the low hanging fruit, but you can't fool people with the money because they know what they invest. Like Josh said earlier, oh my God, the school of hard knocks about being an entrepreneur. You know what you have to go through. So you listen for other people. Look at this. Yes. Listen. Yes, I did. Right. Look at Sumo Leads. Yes. I put all that stuff on there. A lot of it's generic. A lot of it's free. That's a shell site. It's not fully paid, but it's just giving people the examples. And here's the thing. I'm dyslexic and I built that whole site out from the colors to the aesthetics to the code to everything. So stop being cheap. right? Most of you guys cannot do that. Okay. So, and for my site, I hired out a professional coder. He builds out sites. So I have him to build out sites and him build out coders, and they're putting it together. So number one, make your stuff aesthetic, right? Take headshots. I have a photo shoot coming up at the beginning of October. I'm so excited. It's my first photo shoot because I'm a strategist. So I'm always the like Olivia Pope behind the scene. You don't ever see me. There's no reason to see me. And people are like, oh my God, you look so great. But so I've never had a reason to take a headshot. I was always making my clients look good. But if you are the candidate, right? You're the candidate, right? You're not click VC to, I need that. Holla at me. I got you. Right. If you need to be upfront, you need to look like what you're trying to portray. Right. Stop with, if you don't know how to use apps or different things, just work with a professional. I'll give you guys a list of free stuff. There's no buy links on it. WordPress themes. I use WordPress. Different two types of sets, some that I outsource and hook up myself, and some that are custom built. They have what's called SEO juice. If you don't have SEO juice, then you're just doing this for no reason at all. Number two, connect with influencers on Twitter. Listen, my Twitter has just been blowing up because I use Blab and Periscope. I had found no reason before to be on Twitter because I build relationships on Facebook because it's a relationship site, and LinkedIn because I personally work with professionals. But get on Twitter. I start using Twitter when I start leveraging automated services. So like Josh says, if you don't have like 400 or 500 followers, I don't follow you. You're creepy. And I built mine on automation. Like I only have 1,700 followers, but most of mine are clients. Those are people I actually know. I've converted most of them to clients. They may have 15,000. It's like, I'm not going to build mine. I'm building yours. I'm not trying to build mine. Nobody. So mine's a little bit different. I'm building other people's. So now I'm building mine. Okay. So now I'm excited. They know what to do. I have people behind the scenes working for them to do that. So yes. And you can build a list. You guys know there are segmented lists you can build on Twitter, and I add people to them. Josh, you will be on one of my lists. Okay. So I follow people, so I see what they're doing.
Yeah, and Tashawn, that's a great way for following influencers, following members of the media, because it's important that you know what their beats are. Because if you try pitching your thing to a reporter that doesn't care, you're wasting your time, you're wasting their time. It's going to be frustrating for you. And then you're going to say, oh, well, PR doesn't work. No, PR works. You're just not doing it right. So you need to know who's who, and you can't dump everybody into your general feed. Otherwise, you'll never know who's saying what. So put all your journalists, like you might want to put all your local media into a list. You want to put all your industry media into a list. And then you really, every couple of days, you want to see what they're tweeting about, because you want to look for openings. Like if they're talking about your industry and you can see they have an industry or also like listening for biases, that's like, if you could ever discover biases within the media, that is like the golden ticket. If you share those biases, right? Because I've worked in journalism. There are things you want to say, but you can't say because you're a journalist. But if you can find somebody else to say it for you, then you're good, right? So, for example, like I got a really great deal with Fox 35. Tasha, I'm so sorry. Let me just
keep going. Okay, cool. Keep going. Mm-hmm. I'm taking notes.
There was a gal, Heidi Hatch, who was doing mornings at Fox 35, and she's really big into couponing. And so, from time to time, she would urge frugality, but, she can't really spend all her time doing that. And so when I connected, I said, Heidi, I love that you and I both love couponing. I will absolutely lay down like all the knowledge. I will teach people, how they can save, $300, $400, $500 a month. If I can come in on a regular basis. She's like, love it, because it was like a passion of hers. So anytime you can match those passions with a member of the media, oh, you are so in.
Well, I love the fact that I haven't been taking advantage of the list on Twitter. I do everything else on Twitter. But that is a very good point to segment.
Can you guys hear me?
Because I've noticed. Can you all hear me?
Okay. Yes, I can.
Yeah.
I can hear you.
Can you hear me? Okay. So what I'm doing is what I've noticed since I've gotten on Blab. I've been blowing up on Twitter more, being added to lists on Blab. So being on Blab is a great way to get recognition, to start building your network as well. So don't underestimate the power of Blab or Twitter, because I've gained relationships with Equifax, with Experience, with all these financial institutions just through Facebook, through my Twitter chat. So make sure you leverage that.
Yes. Yes, you do. Make sure you leverage it. Tarra, your sound is going in and out. We can't see you. I just see audio only on my side. I don't know if anyone else just sees audio only.
Yeah.
I don't see you. Maybe refresh your yes. Don't click out because we will all be gone. We'll all be gone. So let me go ahead.
Yeah,
yes.
Can you tell us a little bit more about the media work that you do? And I understand you were just on radio. I'd love to learn more about what you've done in that field, because and also, what that's meant for you from a business perspective.
Actually, what's so interesting is I have now stepped in front of the camera in the past really 45 days. I am always that person strategizing for other people. So my work would speak for me through referrals. I'm an introvert. So I naturally, people don't believe me because I'm very social. I'm very gregarious. But my sweet spot is I'm always watching a candidate. So I'm watching what people say about you, what they think about you, how they respond to you, whatever. So I'm the one coaching you in your ear, telling you what to say and how to look and what all of that stuff. So now I'm having to step out. Basically what I haven't done since high school. I'm in front of the camera. I'm good when I'm live. Mm-hmm. I'm not good when I have scripts. Okay. I'm good when I'm live. So Periscope has allowed me to establish my individual personal brand. Right. I launched with that, which was just different what everyone else was doing. I do my Periscopes with no makeup on and my hair done. So I tell people, I said, listen, I want you to listen to what I'm saying, not versus what I look like. You guys are getting fooled out there because yes, we know aesthetics count, but I want you to hear what I'm saying and implement it. And I do some morning motivation. Then I get onto Blabs and I do shows. Tarra was on my show last week. And you guys got to go check out my replay of the Blabs. Tarra was putting it down. I was taking notes like, I'm going to get my credit right. Cause it was called how not to get got. I had a scammer call me. Yeah. Y'all know what it means when you get got, right? Bad English, but a scammer called me and tried to get my information. It turned into Tarra giving some amazing information. I'm now hosting a show Monday through Friday. And it has different themes, and I program them because I like to host, because I love to have more Oprah style. I interview other people on these topics, and then they come in. Yesterday we did, oh my God, it was a blab for 3.5 hours, and I wasn't trying to do it for an hour a minute, but I had 12 like huge influencers, social media, Twitter, online influencers come in. And when one came in, she invited all her friends. I'm like, okay, right. So I had Matt Crane come on. I had Zach Johnson. That was his first blab. He came through. We had all types of people come through in that process, got a lot of great content. And of course we connected with them on Twitter. And so I've been hosting shows. And so what it's allowing me to do is establish my celebrity positioning as a host, as someone who can create a platform for you to get your brand out there and have other people follow you and create that engagement. Yeah. So yes, that's what it's done for me.
Tarra, I've got about 14 more minutes. I don't know if you want to do any, for myself, I don't know if you want to do any Q&A in the chat. I'd be happy to answer any questions on anything we've talked about before I have to go.
Well, absolutely. We're about to wrap it up as well. So if you have any questions for either Josh or for Tashawn, please post them in the chat room. Let us know what you have. And if you don't have any questions, you all have given some great stuff. As we wrap up, if you could both give us some final thoughts of some things that we need to take action on, or what we can take action for immediately. Like as soon as we get off this blab, what is it that we need to do to start monetizing?
Number one, call me. Josh said it right now. Stop being cheap, you guys. I'm so sick of you guys have to make uncomfortable investments. If you keep doing what you've been doing, you're going to keep getting what you've been getting. Listen, the number one rule about being a business owner, there's two things that you're going to invest, time or money. Okay. You can learn by doing what we did and going through the school of hard knocks and investing time and money, or you can invest the money and let us help you reduce your time frame to get to the money that you don't currently have. You're paying for Josh's expertise and experience. You invest in Tarra's expertise and experience. You invest in Tasha's expertise and experience. You can't buy my experience. You haven't gone through these 15 years of entrepreneurship and strategy, but you can pay for access to it. You guys, I pay for access to stuff constantly because I am not trying to do 15 years of figuring out social media or taxes, whatever. I'm gonna call Tarra, like, Tarra, what we got to do? Like, how much this costs and what is the investment? There is not a cost. See, a cost is associated. There's a cost to living.
Yeah.
An investment, there is a return on the investment, but you got to put in the work. Josh said, you're going to invest in two things. You need to invest in the expert support, and you guys need to invest in your marketing. You guys, you cannot reap a fee for your services with investing free. That does not go together. You invest free and you're expecting to get a fee. That's not going to work. There's no mathematical equation in the universe. I like math.
Yeah, so Sean, I don't know. I don't.
What'd you say?
I don't know a single successful business owner or achiever that doesn't surround themselves with experts. And so, I noticed that kind of early on, and I kind of saw that as a clue. Like I have tons of experts, and I pay money to them, and some of them I pay a lot of money, but as a result, I only do that because I'm interested in return on investment. Now, if I ever feel like I'm not getting a return on investment, well, then, we can relook at that. But at the very least, I'm looking for people who can make my business grow faster because I hate stagnation. That's frustrating.
Oh my God, drives me absolutely crazy. No, I was saying you can't reap a fee investing free. I like math. I keep things very simple. Life is very simple. You guys are trying to planting apple seeds and trying to get an orange grove. Like, that does not work. You guys have never invested or put something, planted into anything and have an expectation of it doesn't do anything, right? You can put in time. Sure, you can put in time, but you are going to put in forms of free. Yes, I love organic traffic. Probably not 60% of all my stuff is free. Okay. But 40% is not, because I don't like to wait. I would like to leverage and invest a system or computer do the work for me. I would like to leverage someone to tell me everything they know. Right? Either someone's going to tell you everything they know, or you're going to pay them to tell you everything they know. I learned that a long time ago. If I want to reap something, I must be able to invest or deliver something. So you guys sit on here and then talk to someone like me. Let me just tell you what I said on my Periscope today this morning. You guys are going to laugh. And someone posted on Facebook. If you guys follow me on Facebook, she reposted it, right? Let me explain something. If you guys are a coach I'm a coach. And I have a coach, my mentor, right? I'm gonna start talking about right now. Tarra knows her. She started making me pay. I was like, what are we doing here? She was like, because you got to get acclimated to being accustomed to paying this kind of money. Right. And I was like, oh, okay. Right. Okay. But what she's giving me is prices because the information she gives me. Here's the problem. The reason why most of you don't want to pay, because let me show you how this equation works. I love math. Yeah, I get excited when I talk about math. Time times money times effort gets you the result. Time, you don't control that variable. 1,440 minutes are going to pass today. If you don't show up tomorrow, 1,440 minutes are going to show regardless if you show up or not. Effort, money. You know what the reason why most people don't want to invest the money? Because you're probably not going to do the work. See, people like me don't think about it. I'm like, okay, if I pay this, I know I'm going to do the work and I'm going to get that. I know what I'm going to do. So if I invest $1,500, $2,000, I have an expectation of reaping the return on my investment because I'm going to do the work to get it back. Reap. Do you know what the word reap means? You doing the work. Do you understand that cultivating, planting, watering, and reaping? Reaping is you got to go out there with a hoe, right? Have you ever seen? I'm from the country. We reaped. Okay, we're picking cotton out there. Yes, I picked cotton one time. My parents are like, you don't want to do this. So I'm reaping our actions. You don't harvest. Harvest does not just show up. Somebody got to pick that cotton. Somebody got to pick that corn. Somebody got to pick. And if it's yours, you have to reap. What most people do is they love to see the bounty of their stuff. And they're like, well, look at what all I have. Okay, you got to reap. And people don't want to do the work. So what they don't do is they don't want to invest because they really subconsciously know that they're not willing to do the work through the whole season. You work every single season. Nobody's taking a break. No farmer, takes a day off. They get up early in the morning. They stay up late and they do different things in different seasons. So what the word says for all you Christian people that always have this problem with money and, money is the root of all evil. And no, the love of money is the root of evil. And it's actually not translated right into English. That's a whole nother story. But the word says money answereth all things. I don't know if you guys have heard that before. Money answereth all things. Things are tangible items like this costs money. This costs money. You on Blab is free for you, but it costs money for somebody. Everything you can touch costs money. There is a cost associated with it. So this is what I tell everyone. If you really want to start weeding out your time and working with quality people, here's something you need to follow. Ask somebody for a contract and a deposit. You'll get your answer. I weed at people quick. When they say money answereth all things, I want my answer. I'll need a contract and a deposit because that tells me who's really ready to do the work, who's willing to make it happen. And just stop working with the unwilling.
And to off the line. Sean, I'm going to let you continue, but Josh, I know you have to jump off the line. Is there any?
Well, you're absolutely in the right place at the right time. The fact that you're investing your time to pull in this personal development. Other people just watching whatever they're watching on TV, right? And that's good entertainment. And sometimes we just need that chewing gum for the brain. But man, the more you can invest in yourself, in whatever way it is, the more you will grow and the more valuable you will become and the more you can charge for your own products and services. And so, with that, please follow me, but not for the sake of, just let me know how I can be of service to you. I do a lot of tweeting back and forth to people that have questions or like, what's the best resource for that? Or how do you do that? I love being of service. So, please do follow me on Twitter. You're certainly, I posted in the chat some time ago. My $70 course is free right now. And I'm not going to do that much longer because it's actually not the best sales funnel technique to give away all your most valuable stuff. So I do need to change that within a few days. So if you want it free, look, even if you're not going to watch it for free today, at least get it and download it. And then because I think I'm going to charge you like $6 or something like that. But get it for free because it's free right now. And I'd be honored. I go in the studio. It's really professional. And I'll take you step by step how to become a media celebrity if you're a digital entrepreneur. So to teach and preach and share my experiences. And I hope that, you got some nuggets of, some things that you can go and not just say, oh, that was a really great idea, but something that you can, very practically put into action over the next couple of days. Cause that's where good ideas become valuable is, when we apply them and we take it from learned knowledge to activity knowledge. And activity knowledge is 10 times more valuable than just hearing a good idea. So with that, Tarra, thank you so much. Hassan, thank you so much. Tasha, thank you so much. And
thank you.
Mark and everybody else that was on this lab. And thank you everybody too in the chat as well. And I look forward to, please follow me. I'll follow you back. And I look forward to learning more about your businesses as well. And I look forward to being of service. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, Josh.
Thank you,
guys.
Thank you.
In contact with you tomorrow, actually.
Awesome.
So, thank you, Josh. Have a good day.
Bye, Josh. Thank you so much. Great notes.
I definitely learned so much tonight.
That was awesome. So, either Wingo's back on the line, so we're going to get him back.
Mark.
That was some hot.
What's up? My voice is getting better.
I thought Josh was great, and Tashan, is that how you pronounce your name? Tashan, I learned so much from both of you, and I think it's really important.
Yes,
I work with a lot of newbie entrepreneurs, and the point about investing is so important. But also, in addition to that, you know, they want to know, how do I get, you know, media attention? How do I get in the media? How do I get additional publicity? And so a lot of the things that we were talking about tonight aren't things that are super familiar to me. So I already have plans to go back and watch the replay. So if you're watching and you weren't necessarily actively taking notes, I suggest that you plan to watch it again, because I always say one idea implemented is better than one lesson learned. And so I want you listening for the thing that you can implement next in your business so that you can get the media results, the publicity results, the advertising results that you're looking for.
Oh, absolutely. I'm going to go back too. I know I missed some of you guys' stuff because I wasn't on, but, and thank you guys for letting me be here. But yes, everything that I did catch at the end with Josh, he was giving the business. He was giving.
But I appreciate it.
Well, he was giving it. I was like, okay, well,
because
Josh, what am I supposed to say after that?
But Josh, know, like, okay, which part of that is super important? And so then you come back on the back end and say, you know, and you know, what you choose to co-sign really says a lot to me about the things that I should focus on as somebody who hasn't focused a lot on advertising, publicity, and, you know, sponsorships and stuff like that. Absolutely not.
Can I just give some free tips? Is that okay? I do like to give out free stuff. Okay. Okay, let me just give out some really free tips of just some steps of some things you could do, because I was on the interview earlier. So I'm going to give you guys what I went over, right? Because I have to get my bloggers to kind of repurpose this. Tarra, is that okay with you? Just real quickly. It's just some things for you to think about, because before you start taking an action step, you guys got to get your mind right. Okay, you hear she got kicked out. Okay. Okay. So, number one, you guys, you have to embrace technology as 30 to 40% of your marketing. Yes. If we're in an information age and we're in a tech age, that means we need you to be in alignment with the season.
30 to 40%. I probably would have expected it to be more than that, with, you know, how much we use social media and, you know, click-based marketing. So what is the other type of marketing? I mean, like that, yeah, that should, you know,
there's a lot
that
of
makes
types
that,
of marketing. Actually, I have a note, but
like
there's okay, you guys ready to take notes? Okay, blogging is a type of marketing, and I do have this list. Blogging is a type of marketing. Video marketing is a type of marketing. You don't have to put videos on social media. You can put videos on your website. See, so blogs and websites are not social media. Social media means place where people hang out and they're social. No, you can use Q&A sessions live. You can do podcasts. That's not social media. Word of mouth, which is my favorite, and referrals, which is probably the most potent. You can do document sharing through email marketing. You can do live webinars. You can go to social networks like meetup.com and eventbrite.com.
In real life.
Actually, you will not believe. You can actually go meet some people, talk to them, build relationships, and they'll do business with you. In real life. So I think that people miss the element. So maybe it's not the most you can do, but it's probably most important. So blogging, thank you, video marketing, Q&A sessions, podcasts, document sharing, networking, radio, TV, film. I do them last because usually they want you to pay them. No, I don't have to pay you. I just told you what you can do for free. Every one of those things are free, except for one of them I would not recommend you do for free. I'll talk about that real quick. So embrace technology. Number 2, set up your social media sites for success. If you don't know how to do that, hire somebody. Okay. So what you have to have in alignment is an aesthetic image, information that's alignment with who you are. It takes way too much time for free.
Miss
I know,
Madam
because it
Money
took me a
Tara
long
says
time
we
to
have
figure
10
it out.
minutes left. So,
And okay, cool. I'm gonna shoot through these and I'll send them out. Number 3, brand yourself for rich, not ratchet. If I see one more of y'all send me an email called Watch Me Whip and Watch Me Name at gmail.com, I'm gonna scream. Big Booty Judy at yahoo.com. You guys need to stop with some of these emails and the things you send out, because when you send them out, they just told you, right? Nene 69. No, stop it. Peaches 24. You may be called Peaches, but guess what? Professionals want to know your real name, right? If your real name is kind of weird, then use your initials. Okay. Get a great business email. My business email is tptwyman.com, because Tashan seems to be difficult for people to say for some reason. I don't know, but just tptwyman.com. Number 4, if you don't have a blog, you don't have a business. If you don't have a blog, you don't have a business, and free blogs don't count. You're not going to reap a fee trying to use free. So no, I would not recommend, if you're a professional, getting Blogspot or using the free WordPress. Stop. It doesn't work that way. You want to have a website. What I recommend is build out your website on a blog platform, because of the SEO juice, how often it updates. Yes, buy your domain over there. Yes, Corley Dorky Diva. Yes, buy your domain, or someone like me will, and resell it to you. Yes, that's a way to make money. But I tell my clients, I always recommend that they do it. Number 5, the money is in the list. Utilize and invest in 3 things. Utilize in collecting leads or prospects through these three socials: email marketing and autoresponders, things such as GetResponse or MailChimp or Aweber. One of those are for you just getting started. You can do, and yes, Danae put in my Gmail address. You can put my email me for a list of these things, and I'll send you a link to all of those. Mobile marketing. Most people now like to receive things through a text. You know how you guys can get someone and sign up for a text mobile, and it'll give you updates to stuff, right? Update to stuff. And SRM, social relation marketers. There are a lot of platforms right now on social media that will allow you to collect leads and lists on these social media platforms. Yeah. Okay. Yes, you guys, it is. If when it works, it's cool. It does it to me all the time. So you're mobile marketing on a regular basis. That's number 5. Number 6, use apps for pay rather than play. Listen, I know you guys love Candy Crush. I know you guys like leveling up and y'all buy those extra candy features. But if you're going to invest 99 cents every time you want to level up, buy the full version of paid apps, premium apps, invest in premium apps. Listen, I run my whole business from this phone or my tablet. Everything I got can be ran from this. And I pay for the premium versions of different things that I use. Number 7, network. That's why it's called the internet. Okay. Network. It is the most effective and efficient way on social media to network. Why? Because I can connect and converse with all of you, and none of us are close to each other, which means I can connect anyone that's on the internet. Network on the internet. You cannot, that's just like kind of, yeah. Once you network, then you can start connecting and build mastermind groups. There are plenty of private groups where you will be invited, or create mastermind in groups such as Facebook. You can do private Twitter things, different things that you do. I know Facebook does it a lot. Private groups. You can do private periscopes. If I follow you on Periscope, we follow each other. I can do a private Periscope, and only people that are certain things in my Periscope will actually follow me. That's mastermind. Number 9, have a pay gate, right? If you've not heard that technology before, have a pay gate. Have a place will allow people to pay you money. That was probably the biggest thing. That's how I got introduced to working on the internet before I connected with one of the companies that I do business with. This is an internet marketing company. I was doing something like this on a Google Hangout, and I got through, and the young lady said, well, where do I pay you? I was like, what? What do you mean where you pay me? And it just hit me like, whoo, wait a minute, I can get a check for telling you something that I know. Right? So their pay gate, such as PayPal, is a pay gate. Right. And anyone that knows, PayPal has a new feature out right now. You guys can go to it. I'm going to show you guys right now. You can, this is just an example. No, if you don't have a PayPal, sign up at paypal.com. but this is an easy way to pay people. You can go to www.paypal. And if you got a PayPal, you can go here. What it does is this link will let you go to paypal.me. And if you go there, you set your PayPal account out. And every time I do mine, if someone did it today, I go to paypal.me/my username and how much money I want to send them to. I can send it in a text message, in this chat room, everything. And then it'll tell them exactly how much they want me to pay. Okay. So I can do all that. Number 10, stop being cheap. Stop being cheap. Stop being unwilling to invest. But if you know that you're not going to do the work, if you know you're not going to do the work, then step off. You're wasting our time. You're wasting something none of us can get back. 1,440 minutes are going to pass every single day from now until ever, with or without me. And once I started getting that concept recently, I realized, well, this is my philosophy. You're ready right now may not be my ready. You're ready right now, and my ready right now has to match in order for us to do something. And ready right now means being positioned and prepared, which means you are skilled, you have the mental, emotional fortitude, and you have the money to be able to move forward for us to do something together. Because if you don't have the resources, the capital, and the money, you're not going to be in business, because that's what business, the profit is based on the investment, and it moves through one thing, money. That's what makes business different than amateur. That's what makes different professionals than an amateur. But you may want to right now. That's a desire of your heart. We all want to right now, but you may not be ready to. And see, if you're ready to if your want to right now doesn't match my ready to right now, we can't do anything right now. And so I have to make sure that I have to know who I'm talking to. So I said, stop being cheap. If you find people that are not willing to invest in what you do, but you've invested time, energy, and money, then they're just not ready right now. Doesn't mean anything wrong with them. Don't mean that they're bad.
Absolutely.
We're not hating on them.
We are rolling up on 10:30.
We got to keep it moving, kid. And that's it.
I don't know how you and Tarra know each other, but I'm so glad that she brought you on.
Bam, we're done. We did it. We did it. 10 minutes.
I have my notes. They're real sloppy. I have my notes from everything that you said. And like I said before,
I stalked Tarra on Facebook.
Again. And we'll be back next Tuesday at 9 o'clock Eastern. So feel free to join us. If you are a millennial, then make sure that you connect with me. And then also come back next week to connect with Tarra, Miss Madam Money, Mark Wingo, Mr. Wingonomics, Shynna Key, and me. Will be back next week. To Shan, hopefully you'll be back with us. I don't know what we're talking about next week. Let's see if they put it in. Guys, what are we talking about next week? Do we know yet? I do not know. It's always we will announce it tomorrow. Okay, so we don't have a topic yet. We have 19 people watching right now. So I just want to thank you guys. We had 72 people come through. So for all of the love that you were showing, for every single tweet that you posted, for every single comment that you left, we just want to thank you. So Shan, I'm going to let you close it out. Do you have any last words that you want to leave us with?
You guys give it up for Tarra and everyone else on this platform that created this opportunity. I love the catchy headline, Financial ORGASM, Monetizing Your Brand. That, like, oh my God, that is catchy. You guys better buy the domain name and trademark it. I'm just saying, somebody's going to try to get you guys. But no, this was an amazing platform. You guys give it up, give up the props, give up everything, and go back and listen to the replay, right? Give it up for Tarra over there, right? Give it up for Tarra, give it up for Tasha, Shynna. You know I love you. You know I love you, boo. Right? We peoples, right? And do it. I'm telling you guys are amazing. And can I do a shameless plug? Can I do a shameless plug? Okay, you guys, follow me here on Blab at blab.im/TP Twyman. I do a weekly show called The Conversation, where I bring some of the influencers in the industry to come talk about what they do. And here's what I want you guys to do. We're going to do tomorrow's Women Creating Wealth Wednesday. Hint, hint, Tarra. And hint, hint, Tasha. I would like some of the ladies to come on. You can guys see the title of Women Creating Wealth Wednesday. But here's what we're going to be doing. There's the blab that I have scheduled for Thursday, for Marketplace Thursday, is called Empire, the New American Dream. And what I want you guys to do is continually to tweet that particular blab out, you can tweet it before it launches. I'm looking to get Taraji P. Henson and Empire Fox to come on and do a blab, and you get their attention because her handle is in the title.
With us today, 100% free of charge. One way that you could support her is if you just go to the link that she sent and make sure that you tweet it out. All she's asking for is a tweet. Let's support our sister and make sure that she's able to do the things that she wants to do. Listen, I'm going to be logged in tomorrow. Anytime that you're talking about money, and if you have millennials in the building, I am going to be there. So I will definitely be supporting. Thank you guys again, and we will see you next week, Tuesday, 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern. Bye.